Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Gentlemen, thank you first for your service. Thank you for joining us today for this important oversight hearing. Master Chief Honey, Sergeant Major Ruiz, I am proud to represent the Meridian Naval Air Station. Sergeant Major Ruiz, I understand that you have recently visited the Meridian Naval Air Station. At the base, it has both a Navy and Marine mission. Last year in the FY25 budget hearing, I raised the fact that there was an important barrack repair project there on the facility, and proud to say that based upon calling attention to that, the project has been moved up into the FY26 budget cycle. Planning is already underway for that. And so my question is, not just for the project there at the Meridian Naval Air Station, but for all of our military installations. How do we ensure that the throughput of students at those facilities is not adversely impacted during times of major repairs, during times of renovation, particularly where we have facilities where things such as temporary housing, modular structure, the renovation of other buildings are not either able to take place or not able to take place easily. And so just wanted to get from both of you your thoughts on, again, making sure that we're not throttling the throughput of students during these times of major renovations or repairs.
Congressman, yes, thank you for that. I did visit down there, and I absolutely loved it. And I loved it because it doesn't, I'm just never, I guess I'm just tired. I'm not going to be surprised anymore of what Marines can do with so little, really. They just really get after it. Although this is a Navy project, we're working very close with our shipmates to ensure that those buildings get refurbished. What I would hope, like we have in other places, is that we have the ability today to not just stop the entire building from being lived on, and wing by wing, we're able to work by refurbishing room by room, and therefore reducing the stress on the Marines, moving them to an even worse place while the entire barracks gets rebuilt. I've seen it done in Camp Lejeune. I've seen other places where the modular structures come into play, and we move Marines there while we do the entire building. So I will work closely with our Navy shipmates here to ensure that hopefully we're able to do that so we don't lose track and momentum on those young folks who we desperately need in the Fleet Marine Forces today. Those gaps are real, and we are not any less busier than we ever have been before. So the faster I can get into my formations, the better we can get after warfighting.
Master Chief.
Congressman Guest, so we use data and analytics to help us solve our recruiting problems. We'll continue to use data and analytics and mitigations to make sure we're getting all those people as we recruit through Recruit Training Command, then pushed on through the rest of their accession training. So Naval Education Training Command has used data and analytics to understand what that throughput needs to be, where we need to increase capacity in those schoolhouses, increase capacity in their living accommodations, anything necessary so that we do not end up with a bottleneck. Wherever they find problems, we come up with mitigation strategies, much as Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps was explaining. If we need to, we'll move over into other facilities. We'll take over permanent party housing if necessary, and move permanent party personnel to another location, wherever we have to make sure that we accommodate our session training and we don't end up with a bottleneck. You know, back to Sergeant Major's point, so we get them back out to the fleet as quickly as we can.
Yes, sir. Last question for you, Sergeant Major. The Marine Corps has the Barrack 2030 initiative. And just want to ask if you can just generally talk about that initiative, and then also and a little bit more in-depth talk about how the Marine Corps is working with Navy leadership to improve housing that may not be necessarily on a Marine Corps installation, but where Marines are being housed at Navy installations. And so I will ask you if you would mind answering that question, and then once I have that answer, Mr. Chairman, I would yield back.
Congressman, thank you for that. Barracks 2030 is the Commandant's vision. Although it's labeled barracks, sir. It's about infrastructure. And it is about, I think what the GA report did for us is we were able to start from a place of data that I know exactly where in the globe I need to put the funding that we get from you, and use it effectively and more efficiently. And so because we know exactly our problem areas, and we can more intelligently put it to work. In anywhere that Marines live, we work hand in hand with our Army buddies, it doesn't matter, because the senior enlisted leader and the commander of those bases, they're responsible. And so they get after ensuring that the overall well-being of those service members under their command does not matter what uniform they wear, because from that, it produces a better version of that soldier, airman, whatever you have it, because all of us are in one team, sir.